Dale!
What?
We've celebrated a whole month of Pride.
I know. I've watched The Lion King 7 times.
Ugh, not that kind of pride, Dale. The other kind of pride.
Oh, you mean the one where we celebrate inclusiveness of our LGBT friends?
That's the one. So, we're having a Pride theme on the Shuntcast, and I've invited not one, not two, but 5 guests to join the party.
Yes. So who are they?
Well, we have Lily, Reira, Maddi, Sam, and Owain. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
What up,
Yo.
nerds?
So, but we'll get everyone to quickly introduce themselves. We'll start off with Lily.
That's me. I'm Lily. I run Robot Ruckus.
We'll go to Reira.
What up? I'm Reira from Team Nelly, Team Splody Boy, and the ESC podcast.
And Maddi.
Hi, I'm Maddi. I'm from Team Hijinx. I'm a power racer, and yeah, that's me.
Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I have a stick.
Thank you. She's the scariest. I'm going to take that back. I'm sorry. You are the scariest.
Thank
I
you.
messed up. I'm sorry. Force of habit. Owain.
Hi, I'm from Team Penny. I was also on Bugglebots. I didn't do very well.
Aww.
Yes.
We get an F in the chat for Owain.
My robot got hit in the face with a rather dangerous sausage.
Just
I
a
hate when
regular
someone-
Friday night.
So right, we've got a lovely range of people here. We have event organisers, we have Bugglebots competitors, we have heavyweight competitors, and we have people who are new, and we have fans. So I think we've covered all bases here, haven't we? Yes, lovely. Right, so we can go a little bit more in depth. So Lily, you run Robot Ruckus. Tell us, what is Robot Ruckus?
Robot Ruckus is the United States only open registration heavyweight event left.
Oh yeah, because we lost Robo Games.
Yeah, we lost Robo Games and all the other ones that came before it. So I'm the only person insane enough to still run a large event.
You are. How does that feel? Does it make you feel proud, or do you feel like, what have I done?
A little of both. Like it's been getting to almost Motorama levels, but with 250-pound robots, which is kind of scary because they're starting to break the arena.
But you did sell Will Bales for charity. There is that.
Yes, Will Bales got me lots of money for charity, and I can replace the wall that he broke.
Lovely. So Reira, you are on Team Nelly. Hi, I know you.
I would hope so, Captain.
Hold on, let me check my notes. Oh yes, you're on Splody Boy as well. Haha.
Yeah, probably the gayest team on Bugglebots.
Oh, okay, that's a claim. Explain.
So Jeremy is LGBT himself as well, and myself. That means the entire team. And I mean, let's say Splody Boy is too. Why not?
Okay,
Splody
that's
Boy
fair.
likes the other Splody Boys.
This is not suitable for work Bugglebots canon.
Or
And-
Splody Bye. Let's go for that. Splody Bye.
Wow. Okay.
Is he invisible?
I think you need to put these puns on standby for now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on Team Nelly. I do Splody Boy stuff. I do podcast stuff. I do my own Beatles. I'm working on my own feathers and things like that as well. I do a lot of stuff in the community.
You're about a lot. You get around.
Yeah,
Nice
I'm
good boy.
the community's bike, but not in that sense.
You're also one of my favourite absolute units next to Tim
I
Ruckus.
am the Ukrainian unit because I
Wow.
am the size of several airports.
There is new vocabulary in the bot world because of Reira. It is a spinner is not a spinner. It is a spin.
The big spin.
A big spin.
I coined that back when we were trying to get Mammoth accepted for BB.
Mm-hmm. On shunt posting. It's like
You're welcome.
the shunt posting drive to get Mammoth on BattleBots. It's
So,
lovely.
So I eat wheels. That's a thing.
Yeah, you also do that.
And
Can confirm.
I spewed so many catchphrases on Bugglebots. I mean, nothing beats a spin, splode all over. Need I go on?
No, because because there are 3 more people to get through.
Yeah.
So I'm going to... Maddi, you've joined Team Hijinx, which nobody knows what it looks like. And I'm placing a bet, actually, that even after watching 3 Hijinx fights, I'm still not going to know what it looks like.
Yeah, it might just be a blur. I will let on that we are playing around with some neon pink options.
I approve.
Yeah.
I like neon colours.
Spoiler, neon pink is going to be involved. But
Neon pink is the pink I approve of. I don't like the baby pinks or anything like that much, but
no.
Neon pink I can get behind because it's fabulous.
And there will probably also be a significant amount of glitter. But with a team captain like Jen, could you expect anything less?
No. I mean, I do associate Jen with glitter and fabulousness, as well as general badassery, to be fair.
I mean, her welds are amazing. And
I can't weld, so I'm going to agree.
Yeah. I can stick metal together using a welder.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that counts as welding is a whole different thing.
Yeah, I tried once on Nelly, and then I was like, this is the actual Nelly. I maybe shouldn't do this for a first time.
Yeah,
But
and the other thing I do is power racing, which if anybody's not familiar, it is starting with a children's ride-on toy, and then you get a $500 budget to make that thing go faster.
Okay.
So our entry is the big orange truck, which is a big orange truck, and it is the most fun you can have that's legal in Detroit.
Okay. I like the sound of this.
Yeah,
I like that you're good with names as well. The orange truck is an orange truck. That's
it works.
Yeah, it does.
Restrictive. And if you've ever wondered what a full-grown adult doing a power slide at 30 miles an hour on top of a Power Wheels children's toy looks like, I can tell you.
I will try this one day. That's going on my bucket list.
Well, we did just, there is the inspired version in the UK called Hacky Racers.
Oh, yes. I've driven a Hacky Racer. It belongs to Mark Mellors of Team Deadlock, whom one of my teammates is also teammate. My teammate Rob is teammates with Mark, and it's not incestuous in the UK.
Is that
honestly.
teammates-in-law? Is that how that works? Teammate-in-law?
Bots-in-law, maybe.
Yeah, it's not like this is a tiny little community where everybody is on everybody else's team or anything like that, right?
No, not at all.
No.
There we go. Thanks for that, Maddi. Sam, tell us more about the stick.
Well, Stick is a very good stick. He can't talk very well, which is why I speak for Stick.
Mm-hmm.
Stick is very supportive. Likes to go on nice long walks at the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
And is really, really good at clapping people's ankles if they really annoy me.
That's a good self-defense to have.
Also, Stick protects Bert, so...
Who's Bert?
Bert, aka Five-Eye Bert. Yeah, unlike everybody else here, I'm not really into the big robots yet. So I have a Bodgebot, and he is a 5-0 champion named Five-Eye Bert. He is my lovely little boy. I love him. He was invented at a convention where a friend of mine ran a competition called Subpar Robot Wars. Imagine Bodgebots, but it's an actual competition.
Okay, so for the listeners who don't know what Bodgebots is, it's kind of what it says on the tin. You bodge a bot together and hope for the best.
You get some simple, not very great electronics. You get a pile of stuff from a craft store, and you put a robot together.
So the Americans call it ass bots, I believe.
Well, Bert is made of cardboard, googly eyes, pipe cleaners, and foam. So that kind of sticks together. I haven't reached the welder yet. I'm on the glue gun.
I mean, to be fair, that's what Nelly's made of. So,
so much glue sticks.
So you're largely a fan, but you're now branching into Bodgebots.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get into robots, but I'm not very smart. And
come on,
no,
you're not a Bodgebot. You're a champion.
Yeah, it's a botch. And he only worked because my friend helped me. Because the first time I made him, I put the motors in backwards. He still runs backwards.
To be fair, one of my early fight of Puns and Roses, which was my first beetle, I died because of the most stupid thing. See, I test drove Puns and Roses on my home, in my home, on my living room carpet, completely forgetting the fact that I molt like a dog. And so my hairs got chewed up. Oh, I did, and it burnt out both motors, and I lost a fight to Catalyst because my motors burnt. I was very annoyed about that.
That's why.
But there we go.
He can't ride in the house because the cat fur.
Aww.
He has to go outside and do his zoomies outside.
And there we go. We have Sam cheering it on for the Bodgebots there. Owain, lastly to you.
Hello.
You've been on
yes,
Bugglebots.
I forgot I was here. Hello.
Oh, hi. Well, I'm here to remind you, you're here. Welcome.
Thanks for having me on. Hi, I'm Owain from Team Penny. As we already mentioned, I was on Bugglebots and I failed miserably. That's pretty much the only interesting things I can say about myself.
Oh, haven't you been on Antweight Anarchy? Tell us about Antweight Anarchy.
Yeah, I've been on Antweight Anarchy a couple times with Anthony Murney, Stephen McCullough, where we build Antweights, we fight with them in a miniature scale Robot Wars arena, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So
it is quite silly, I'll give it that.
Yeah.
And there's lots of Stephen and Anthony shouting. And to be fair, of the shouty people in the community, I love listening to those two Irish guys shouting. It's amazing.
Oh, you haven't been there when we're filming an episode live. There is a lot of shouting that doesn't make it on.
I would pay to be a fly on the wall, though. I would legit do that.
Yeah, it is so much fun recording episodes with those two. I honestly can't thank them enough for giving me the opportunity to be on the show. So.
Oh, lovely. Well, we're going to get on with this show now. So, I have a question for you all, and whoever wants to take the floor first, you take the floor. Because this episode is about Pride, so I want to talk about Pride. So, my first question to you guys is, what does Pride mean to you personally?
That is a tough one.
It means being accepted for who you are. That's what it means to me, at least.
I think the way I would describe it is it's a fight, not in the sense of actually fighting with someone or something. It's a fight to be recognised and heard, and to be on the same level. It's a fight for equity, not just equality, equity.
Mm.
Yeah, it's showing people that you deserve to be accepted as normal members of society, even though in the past people who are LGBT have been either hidden or mocked in media a lot. And
we still are.
Yeah.
Just that there is a lot more people on our side now, and a lot more people are starting to come to terms with the entire umbrella of Pride as a whole. Sexualities and gender identity goes so deep, and the whole goes so far down of what you can identify and be, and that freedom to be yourself and be heard. And as much as I have a slight dislike of labels, because I find that sometimes they can be a bit restrictive, but some people need those labels to be themselves. They need to be able to say, this is who I am, and that means that you'll understand who I am. And I find that Pride is sort of an overarching one.
I think if I had to explain Pride about myself, I think I'd say for me it's a celebration of who I am, not who I was.
That's interesting. I like that.
Because I've always wanted to go by my genderless pronouns, but it was never something I pushed because I was too afraid to. People always, I always had friends who were like, they kind of knew. For example, one of my friends in college used to say that there are three main genders: male, female, and Sam. She was pretty much like the first person who even started to try and use them before I'd even come out and said that this is how, I am non-binary, this is how I'm going to be, this is how I feel. She was using non-binary before I even had to ask.
Is that how you identify as non-binary?
Yeah, I use they, them, which none of my family can get right. um, which is
I might
nothing new.
leave in the mistake I made earlier. But, I mean, it's absolutely your call. Because it was aimed at you.
It's
But-
fine. I'm really used to it. I'm used to my mum, even my mother, say to someone, "Sam likes non-binary pronouns. She really doesn't like female pronouns." It's like you just
it's literally just a slip of the tongue. But funnily enough, the reason I wanted to draw attention to it, I'm going to sidetrack a little bit here, is because I noticed that one of the favourite things of bigots to do is accuse marginalized communities, whether it's over race or LGBT or whatever. One of the things they love to accuse you of being is oversensitive. And on the other hand, there are some people who get very, very easily offended and attacking, and that doesn't help. But I find it's really a minority of people who are doing that, and it's the people who accuse you of that are just so loud and so frequent, and it's annoying because it really doesn't go on that much.
Yeah.
Like, I've just made a simple mistake there, and what the bigots would accuse you guys of doing is attacking me and outcasting me because I made a simple mistake.
Yeah, mistakes happen.
Yeah, and you didn't, and you've been perfectly reasonable about it, and so I would like to include it as a fuck you to the bigots, to say this is how grown-ass adults deal with it, not the shitty way you are projecting.
A mantra I have lived my life by since I came out way, way, way back when. A mantra I have lived my life by is, I'm okay with you getting it wrong, so long as you're okay with me correcting you.
Mm.
Yeah, see, I haven't reached the point where I correct people yet. Especially I play a D&D and I get it all the time. Heck, I've made genderless characters that the group has immediately stuck a gender onto. And I've kind of just reached
Habit, isn't it? That's why I did it. It was just a slip of the tongue.
A great example is Tim Pop. When I first made him, he didn't have a gender. He's just a genderless robot. But they immediately started calling him, and so I kind of like played into it of the fact that in game they were calling him. So the character basically just started identifying as that because that's what he thought he was, because he's a bit of an idiot. But yeah, like it is one of those things, like you said, like mistakes happen. As long as it's not one of those things that, you get corrected and then you immediately sit there going, no, I was right. Mistakes happen.
It's okay to make a mistake as long as you acknowledge that you did make a mistake and you correct yourself.
Yeah. Right. But right, so coming back to my main question, sorry that was a little sidetrack.
Right.
But coming back to the main question, Lily and Maddi haven't had an opportunity to talk about what pride means to them, so I'm going to come to those guys.
Just not being ashamed, not having to hide anything, and actually coming to grips with who you are has been what pride means for me.
Bit of the same for me. It's kind of a because I'm kind of I think I'm an oddball because I'm more gender fluid than trans, but at the same time, like, I'm living the life I choose to live, and that's been the story of the last 8 years of my life, and I'm proud of that.
I'm proud to be an ally because I love all you guys and you're wonderful, and I'm glad I have you in my life.
Oh,
Is that sickeningly wholesome for you?
You're gonna make it all up right now.
Ultimately.
Honestly, allies are extremely useful to the community as a whole. And I mean, the amount of people who are allies in the roboteering community has been kind of surprising to me as someone who's been in communities where there are really, really few and far between.
Yeah, that was one thing I realised. I think I mentioned it to you before, Reira, where
Yeah.
when I joined the shunt posting groups and that, everyone on there was pretty much the first lot of people to immediately use the pronouns I asked. I have friends I've known for years and they still can't manage it.
That actually leads me nicely on to the next question, because I wanted to bring this specifically into the community, and that was, do you guys ever feel that you are at a disadvantage for being LGBT in the community, or do you find that's not a thing?
Rarely. So there are times when I do feel that there are certain sects of the roboteering community, and they are quite, for for a community as large and as sort of widespread as the Roboteering community, it feels like the ratio of those people is quite low compared to other communities I've been in of the same size.
Mm.
But I feel like from a standpoint of someone who wants to go to tournaments, who wants to make it big, and, you know, someone who wants to go and do battle bots and things like that, I don't ever feel like I'm stopped there. Like, the fact that the big, you know, stardom goals in the community of being, you know, on BattleBots or Robot Wars or whatever it may be, you know, those, and especially places like Bugglebots that are extremely diverse. I don't feel like those are gatekept, and that's brilliant. There are sects of the community that are shit, but I feel like every community has those.
Yeah.
Every community has that pile of shit sitting in the corner.
I have experienced firsthand that type of shit.
Same
Can you
here.
tell us about that, Owain?
So about a year and a half ago, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh competitively, and for those who don't know, it's a children's trading card game. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. But I used to go to locals and tournaments every week, and there was this one guy there. We're just going to call him D, because his name began with D, and I can think of a few other words beginning with D to describe him.
Like Dick.
Dingle!
The boys there, they found out that I was pansexual, and they were completely understanding. They were completely accepting, and it felt really good. Except for him, for some reason, he just took complete offense to it and would make these really underhanded comments and jokes when he thought I wasn't listening, and would say, "Oh, does that mean you want to fuck all of us?" And I was just like, you know, I really don't need this. So since then, I've left Yu-Gi-Oh because, like, he's not going to get punished for it because he's just saying his opinion. But, like, I'm just gonna leave and focus more on robot combat now, because it sucks that I've had to leave something that I was passionate about, but at the same time, I really didn't need someone like that in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help but feel disappointed in that community for not standing by you in that, because in that situation, I mean, I'm an EO because I run Bugglebots, and if I heard anybody say something like that to you, they would not be welcome at my event, because you're entitled to your opinions. What you're not entitled to do is make people feel like shit on my watch. Like, I'm not. I can try and educate you to change your opinion, but if deep down you're just a bigot, well, okay, but you don't have to be a bigot at my event, and you're not going to be a bigot at my event.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's disappointing from that community. Do you feel like, my events aside, because I can only speak for my events, but do you feel that at other robot events, that if somebody was shitty in that manner to you, that, like, you know, the community would have your back?
I've been very fortunate that no one in the robot community has actually been shitty towards my sexuality. Or everyone that I've told to has been completely understanding about, like, my preferences and my choices.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy about that. I just wish that I didn't have to leave the community just to feel accepted by other people.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to. And as an EO myself, I would say that, like, wholeheartedly. You literally shouldn't have to. Like, your sexuality is nothing to do with robot fighting.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do. Sorry, I was gonna say, it's got nothing to do with the card game either.
Yeah, quite.
Exactly.
And, like, it's, you know, my underlying premise of life is do what you want as long as it's not harming anybody. And if you're coming to my event and you're making people feel like shit for their sexuality, well, that's harming. So fuck off. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, but so do you think that, you know, if you received a comment like that in this community, that do you feel the community would have your back?
I honestly do, because in this community I have made possibly the best friends I think I've ever had in my life. I mean, yeah, I'm going to name drop a bunch of people like Stephen and Anthony, you guys, Jim Dramatic, Anderson, Wilder Woodrow. Like, I have made so many good friends I can honestly see, like, being there for me in my time of need, and honestly refreshing to have a friend group like that.
Yeah.
Fall back on.
Would anybody else disagree with Owain there, or do you guys all agree that you think the community would have your back should you experience homophobia or transphobia?
I can speak as an EO of one of the major events that I would, and almost have banned people for bigotry. Like I haven't. The almost is it wasn't quite LGBT bigotry, but it was other issues that I have had to ask people to not come to the event. So absolutely, the community I feel would have your back.
I've had some bad experiences in the community. I've had a few people who I won't name names for safety, but I've had a few people who have been genuine issues, especially around LGBT. I have experienced some issues with transphobia and homophobia, but at the same time, every time those have happened, everyone has had my back. So I feel that I agree with the sentiment that the community would have my back if they happen, but I also am very blunt about the fact that it does still happen in the community.
Yeah.
Maddi, do you have any experiences from the community you'd like to share?
There's one person in particular who we all know and have probably had run-ins with, who decided to not be nice, and everybody jumped on him, and it was great for being, he was an asshole to him, and everybody jumped on him, and it was great. Everybody called him out on it, and this community, the robot community, is probably the most accepting one I've ever been in. And I'm in a lot of like weird subcultures. I'm kind of well known for additive manufacturing here in the US, and they're not great. And then like I also play Warhammer 40K, which, oh my god, 99% of it, they're great, but there's these like just that 1%
Cough, cough, Arch Warhammer.
they just want to ruin the, they're like, oh, this is someone different from me, let's go fuck their day up. So
the 40K community has an issue with dogpiling though when it comes to that stuff, because it seems that the people who are assholes in the 40K community seem to just have mass followings. Like I said, cough cough, Arch Warhammer.
Yeah, and I don't get it. Most of us who play these games were ostracized as kids, and now you would think they don't want to ostracize other people, but apparently they don't have that level of introspection to realize that this was done to them, and maybe it's not the best idea to do it to other people.
Could we say, though, that on the whole, so if we have any potential LGBT people who are interested in joining the community and building robots, so those guys are listening right now, the community is welcoming, and you should not fear joining this community and being yourself. Will we all agree here?
Yeah.
And if you do
the
have
community is awesome. The fans are terrible.
If you do have a problem, you let us know, and it'll be sorted.
Yes.
Sam, why are you so threatening?
I have a stick. It will be sorted.
Okay,
I think Reira and I will just show up and intimidate them.
Just turn up back. Excuse me.
I am big enough to have my own postcode, so like if anyone does have an issue with you, just
And Tim has the other one.
I'm not as big as Reira, but I was an NCO, so I was in the military, so I know how to be menacing.
Hot damn!
I'm just an event organizer. I know how to be menacing.
I'm the
Shunt posting queen, and I will kill you with a look.
I have a robot made of foam, and I'm not afraid to use it.
I have no threatening things about me whatsoever, but can you just please stop being homophobic? Thank you.
Oh, bless.
I agree with that. I have a question for Lily, because I deduce from a photo you shared with me recently that you have transitioned since being in the community. So I wanted to ask you what it was like for you coming out into the community.
Yeah, well, when you've been doing combat robotics for as long as I've been doing it, since 2003, so 17 years, you kind of, your life evolves as you're part of that community. And it was a big, long personal journey that I had undertaken. It was hella hard. But, and honestly, the concern with what people would think of me kind of made me hesitate before I moved to Orlando, Florida, for exploring any of my transgenderness. But once I moved and once I decided to live my life how I wanted to live it, like, the community didn't bat an eye. Like, the Florida group is very close knit. Like, we've all known each other for a very long time, but nobody batted an eye. Nobody gave me any trouble. A couple of the old folks still have some trouble with names and pronouns, but that's fine.
So largely, you would say, actually, it was a pretty positive experience.
Yeah.
I like that. It's lovely.
Yeah, and everyone that I knew before transition, I still continue to be good friends with, if not better, because I'm not a false person anymore. I'm not I don't feel like I'm living a facade, so I've been more open and honest with people.
What I'm going to do now, I'm going to make you all giggle, hopefully. I've come armed with some pride puns.
Oh no.
No. Oh dear.
I'm just going to hide down here.
Are you all sitting comfortably?
No.
As comfortable as it can be.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, there's a terrible joke that could be made here about sitting like a bisexual person, so, you know.
Sitting like a
Oh,
bisexual.
we're gonna start off simple. Pride Force.
Oh.
That just sounds friggin' awesome, and I kind of want to use it for a robot in the future. But okay, go on.
You can have that one.
It could
Can
be
we
a
be
cluster
power?
bot.
Can we be Power Rangers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I call Pink Granger.
I call blue.
Dibs on purple.
Okay, next one. Man soon.
That's absolutely beautiful. And if there is any I don't know if there are any trans males in the community that I've met yet. But if their favorite robot isn't Man Soon, then I'm going to be very disappointed.
I'm quite proud of this next one. Tombstone Wall.
Ooh.
Jesus.
I am not nearly drunk enough to be appreciating these puns.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
And on that note, Blendo Howard.
I'll give you that one.
Oh. I'm going to divert you to Viper Shock.
Oh.
Has that one had its CAD finished yet?
I don't know. Ask Will Bales. Will, can you
Like-
back
Well,
I feel like if you're going to have an actual Mother of Pride, I don't know whether you guys are going to join with me here. Surely it should be Marsha P. Johnson.
Why, yes.
But, you know,
Threw the first brick.
she did throw the first brick.
Pride was a riot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to leave you with Pantrum.
I don't know if Aaron would appreciate that.
That one speaks to me.
Dale, did you have any?
I'd rather not say. You know what I come up with.
Oh,
And-
actually,
yes.
I was on the phone to Dale the other night while we were planning out some of these puns,
Yes.
and we accidentally came up with a straight one as well. And so you know, for the sake of for a participation trophy that straight pride is, we're going to go with Captain Heterosexualator.
That just sounds rather violent.
That's fight words.
I mean, it would
I
actually
think
work for a start.
I think
but
I met that person.
Can I just make a joke that I hate it when I come up with a straight one?
Ooh.
Okay, right. We're gonna have some more silliness. We're gonna play bot or not, and I need you guys to divide yourselves into 2 teams, and Dale will go on one of your teams to make it even.
Shall we do the
America! Fuck
team-
yeah!
Shall we do team admins for the LGBT bot club and grill?
Ah,
Who's that?
Yeah!
Remind me.
Lily, Lily, Maddi, Reira.
Versus
Grand
Owain,
Trifle.
Sam, and
Yeah.
I've names. Dale. I know you're there, Dale. Honestly.
Yeah.
Did you
Fucking
seriously
hell.
just forget the
podcast
name of
so
your own
much.
co-host?
Oh my
Yeah, man.
goodness. Okay.
I
Right.
thought my intro was bad when I went into the awkward silence bit.
Oh, wait. I forget Oliver's name all the time.
I'm sure
Right,
Dave
okay,
feels
so-
fine.
So, Team LGBT Council, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
no, but
First,
it happened.
so the rules are: I give you a name, and you have to tell me if it's a bot or not. It's
Sure.
really complicated. Right. First up, you have the Kraken.
The Kraken.
Was
The
that-
Kraken.
Is that the one that was on Robot Wars? The one that was also named Kraken, and like has to be on like all of the wiki articles for actual Kraken to say not this one.
But this is the Kraken, not Kraken. There's
I
a
think
difference.
that's the Robot Wars one. I think the Kraken is the Robot Wars one.
Is that your final answer?
You
I'm
with
gonna
me?
back up Reira.
I'll go with it.
Are you going with bot?
I think she knows what she's talking about.
But
Okay, you're going with bot. You are correct.
Yeah.
Woo!
I contributed by not contributing.
Right. Next up, Tuckered.
Are these all British robots?
Not necessarily. They may be British or American. You'll have to find out.
I don't think anyone would name their robot Tuckered, as it kind of means tired.
You haven't met
You
Florida
clearly don't
builders,
know
have
me.
you?
No. Do I want to?
Probably not.
No, don't go to Florida. It's not worth it.
I'm gonna say no. You guys with me?
Yeah, let's go with no. Why would you call it Tuckered? And
Okay, you're saying not.
yes.
We're saying not.
You are correct. It is the name of a satire news site, which is done in the style of the comedian Malcolm Tucker. The Facebook page is called Tuckered. It's a satire news site. There you go. Next up, Swarge.
Oh, this has got to be a bot.
Oh
no
god.
one comes up with a name that stupid.
What the?
Except
You know,
for
Can you spell it for us?
SWORGE.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Oh.
Wrong rules.
In a game of bot or not, Swarge is the contender.
You know what? It's wacky enough. I'm gonna go with bot.
Is it
Yeah.
Sword Forge Portmanteaued? Is that what they've
This-
done?
It's Schwartz.
No one comes up with a name like that unless they're a bot builder. No one has minds that addled to come up with something like Swarge.
Swarge. Forge.
If
Okay,
not, it's
are you saying bot?
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
bot.
You're saying bot. You're incorrect. It is not a bot.
Hold on, let me load up Builders DB. I'll make it a bot right now.
Hang on, right.
It is, if you'd like to know, it's the nickname I have for Rory Mangles on Messenger.
Um,
And
No,
now
I'm-
everyone
a
does.
bot builder with addled brains that came up with it.
I'm right behind you, Lilith, by the way. I'm gonna just boot up Antlog and just
Right, next up, Bulldog.
There's definitely a robot named Bulldog.
there was Bulldog breed.
Look, there have been like 1,000 robot names. There's definitely one named Bulldog.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Bot. Bot for sure.
Okay, you're
Bot.
saying bot. You are correct.
Hell yeah.
Okay, next up, the Odd Pod.
Okay,
I'm
this
just,
is gonna be one
I'm
of
just
Sarah's,
the name for this
chat
robot
names.
podcast.
Odd Pod. The Odd Pod?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds too stupid.
You
Which,
say
if it's
not.
if it is a bot builder, I apologize for calling your robot's name stupid. I guess.
I don't apologize. Your robot's name is stupid.
I agree. Definitely not.
You're saying not.
2
You
to
are
1.
correct.
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
It's the name of a Jetsons episode. Yeah.
That figures.
Sure.
Okay. Next up, you've got 2 more to go. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 right so far. 4 out of 7, sorry, I should say. There's 7 in total. Right, next up, Road Rash.
That that.
Yes, I know the builders of that one. Road Rash.
Yeah.
It's a bot.
You
cheating.
are correct. It was in Battlebots 2016, not main competition, but was in a special MIT Rumble with Sawblaze and Overhaul.
Yeah, they were using an induction motor. That was their original plan, and then that just did not work. They were using magnetic propulsion, and
And
figured out that just would not work. At the competition, had to retrofit for wheel pods.
Them kids from MIT.
and your last one is Double Dutch.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is a bot. It's from BattleBots.
You are correct. Woo-hoo!
It's also
Okay,
what happens,
so-
it's also what happens if you put Yaron and Niels in a room together.
I do have a quick anecdote about the builder of Road Rash.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so his name is Dane. He was one of the builders. And in power racing, the rules are not very complex. There's 4 pages. And in those 4 pages, most of that is safety around batteries. And then at the end of the battery safety section, it says, except for Dane. Dane can do what he wants.
Mhm.
He can do anything he wants with batteries because that's what he did for a living for years. And now he's working on fusion reactors. So
Fair.
Jeez.
Okay, so Team LGBT Council, you have 6 out of 7.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the other team called? On my notes, I've got Team Dale. Sorry about that.
Stick wants to know.
Team Stick.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Right, Team Stick. Your first one is Knickerbocker Glory.
Oh man. See, that sounds like it should be a robot.
Yeah.
If it's not a robot, I will definitely make it for Antweight Anarchy.
So you're saying not?
Uh,
I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm not sure about my teammates, but I'm
thinking bot.
I'm thinking bot as well.
Oh, I can't overrule that. I'll go with the bot.
Right, you're going with bot. I'm afraid it's not.
Well, it will be soon, so you need to edit your notes in a bit.
Get out that builder's database again, Lily. Okay, next up, Groundhog.
Definitely.
That is.
Yeah.
That was
Team
the first robot from the Firestorm team.
You are correct. It was in Robot Wars Series 2, and it toppled Sir Killalot.
Yes.
Sir Killalot went up the ramp with it in its claws and sort of buckled over, and it was lovely. It was the first time Sir Killalot actually took damage.
It wasn't technically Groundhog beating it, unlike what the Robot Wars wiki will tell you. It was just Groundhog kind of surviving.
And it was bad driving, or whoever
Yeah.
was driving Sir Killalot.
Groundhog in the
Right,
right place at the right time.
Next up, Oowagadoogu.
Oh. What? Oh.
I
That's
feel
a-
like that. I feel like that's the name of a meme bot that the whole community will go crazy over.
I thought that was just like Sarah being mental.
I resent that implication. You don't suffer from insanity. I enjoy it. Yes, anyway, Oowagadoogu, bot or not?
I have never
I mean,
heard of it.
that takes like a special person to name it that, surely. I mean,
It doesn't help that we got the pressure as well, because if we get one more wrong, then we lose.
Yeah.
well, it's the fun of playing, though, isn't it? Really.
And they do have council in their name, you know.
And
Yeah.
Not council. Uh,
What or not?
To a stick.
yeah,
What?
we got stick. We have to hit him with stick.
Yeah. I have an active weapon.
Yes.
Does that mean it's a bot or not?
Okay. Oowagadoo. Was it Oowagadoo?
Ooh,
Big pile of
wackadoodoo.
doo-doo.
See, I can't even pronounce that, so I'm on the not side.
I'm gonna say not.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards not more than bot.
Okay. You are correct. It's the capital city of Burkina Faso.
Yes.
There you
Well, anytime there's a pub quiz, we now know that answer.
go. Right, I know. Right, next up, Victor.
Yes.
Yes.
That's definite.
Series 2 and 3.
Mm.
Oh, that's on my notes as well. You are correct. There we go. Right, next up, I may regret this, Wolf Totem.
I definitely know that's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not.
That's the song by the Who.
I'm following them.
I
Yes.
freaking love that song. Does anybody else in this group appreciate The Who, as in the Mongolian Hanu rock band The Who, besides me?
Yes, me. The Reira does.
Do any of the Americans?
The Doctor. Yeah, I like the Doctor Who.
No, Lily. The Who, spelt Hu, as in human, and they are Mongolian throat singing mixed with metal, and it's as fucking awesome as it sounds, and you should absolutely go and listen to it.
I think I have some on my chill out playlist.
They have an album called The Jereg, and you should go and listen to it. I'm shamelessly promoting them here.
They also did a fantastic bit of music for the new Jedi Fallen Order game, which is really good.
Yes, love that song, so good. So I've totally digressed here. What we're doing? We're just we're playing Mongolian or not. Sorry, I mean bot or not.
Who or how?
Who or how? What, where, why, when, how? So you're saying not. You're saying Wolf Totem is not a bot.
No,
Yeah.
You are correct. It is not a bot. It is a fantastic song by The Who. I'm just going to keep banging on about this now. I'm sorry. Right, next up, Battle Dog.
What?
Battle dog or battle dog?
Dog, like, you know how Snoop Dogg says dog. I
Ah.
can't do it.
See,
I'm
when
white.
when you first originally said that, I thought you said battle door. And I had this mental image that someone had turned a door into a featherweight or something.
Well, that's just the BattleBot's name for the arena door, because you know how they have to battle everything. It's the battle box, not the arena, because they have to have more syllables.
They have to go up the battle ramp in through the battle door.
Door, yes. And
Yeah,
fight the battle.
Yeah, I just thought you said battle dog, but then turned posh at the last word.
No,
Battle dog.
battle dog. Battle dog. Oh, dog. I can't do it. So one of the Americans do it. Come on, do the dog for me, please.
Yo, dog.
Thank you. There you go.
Uh,
Correct pronunciation has now been established.
I'm gonna say
yeah.
not.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards not. Yeah.
I'm afraid to inform you, you're wrong. It was a middleweight on the last series of classic BattleBots.
See, and now my head's going, come on, Sam, Ghetto Bot exists.
Right, last one. Blue Devil.
Yes.
I'm following that.
It doesn't ring a bell, but I'll go with yes.
You're saying bot.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already lost, so at this point, might as well.
You are correct. It was also a middleweight on the final series of classic BattleBots. Dun, dun, dun. There you go. So the scores are: Team Dale has 5 out of 7, and Team LGBT Council has 6 out of 7. Congratulations, Team LGBT Council.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
So
Yo
Yeah.
dog. Yo dog. I heard you like BattleBots, so I made a battle dog. Also, I misheard it differently as well. I heard it as Battle Dork, and I kind of want to make that as a robot now.
See, now if he said Battle Dork, I would have said no, because it just sounds like they went on ESC and went Dork, BattleBots. That'd do.
That's basically my appearance on ESC.
God, yeah,
Turn
that
up I said cunt a couple of times, and then
Couple of times.
How do you actually spell it then? Is it D-O-double-G?
BATTLEDAWG.
Yeah.
D-A-W-G. Okay.
Dog. Lex the dog. So there we go. We're going to move on to beat, defeat, judges, and you're going to keep the same teams for ease sakes. So, Team LGBT Council, first, I need you to choose a robot that is yours and will fight the other bots.
I mean, Sporkinok.
Fair? Okay. Okay, right. So your robot is Sporkinok. Your 3 robots for beat, defeat, judges is Hypershock, Nelly, and Scorpios.
Oh no!
Reira.
You're putting me against my favorite robot and the robot that I'm a team member of. How could you do this?
And our sponsor.
And our sponsor. Oh god.
So there you go. Sporkinok
Nelly.
against Hypershock, Nelly, and Scorpios. 1 defeats you, 1 goes to the judges, and 1 you beat. Who is it?
I think we're going to lose to Nelly.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Hammerbots are best bots. So
And thank you
Nelly-
for that bottle of vodka you bought me earlier. Okay,
We
so
definitely defeat Hypershock.
Yeah. I'm okay to going to the judges with Scorpios. That means I don't have to defeat like my fave. I'm okay with this.
Okay, so there we go. So Nelly beats you, you defeat Hypershock, and Sporkinok goes to the judges with Scorpios. There we go. Right, Team Stick, I'm sorry. Team Dale Stick, Stick Dale, I don't know.
Team Dale Stick.
Team Dale Stick.
Hang on, wasn't that a robot? Oh wait, no, that's Bale Spear.
Right. So your opponents are from Classic Robot Wars. So can you choose a Classic Robot Wars robot for your robot?
Ooh, there's a lot to choose from.
I'm going to
Quite
pick one
literally, yeah.
immediately if one of you guys don't.
Dan Tonkia.
I was gonna pick the goodest of all the boys, but I wanted to
can
be
do, yeah,
Rico
go
first.
Can I just say that seeing as it's the Pridecast, it's going to have to be Pan Tonkia.
Yes.
Go on then, Dan Donkia, Pan Tonkia.
All right, so Pan Tonkia versus Mortis, Cassius, and Hypnodisc.
Oh.
Oh, I just thought about it. Dan Tom Queer.
Oh,
Pantom queer.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
And if you're into BDSM, Pan Dom Queer.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Wow.
This
Wow, that
just
that
sounds like a
elevated
Tinder
quickly.
profile now.
That elevated very quickly, that one.
And this has escalated quickly. Right, so Dan Tonkia versus Mortis, Cassius, and Hypnodisc. Beat, defeat, judges. Who's it going to be?
Which Cassius?
First Cassius, the best Cassius, Series 2 Cassius.
Okay.
The OG.
The OG.
See, I don't want to beat Cassius.
No, I feel bad.
I'd feel really bad beating Cassius.
So would I. I'll be honest with you. I'm siding with you there.
Can we
Okay.
also remember that Dan Tom Kier or Pan Dom Queer, whatever we're calling it, has actually beaten Hypnodisc?
Yes, we can put
okay.
You can put that as beat.
You can go to the judges with Cassius, because then technically you haven't beaten it.
Yeah, but then that means we have to be defeated by Mortis.
Oh, yeah, pride.
Yeah,
man.
I really don't see Pan Tom, Dan Tom Queer, Kia actually losing to Mortis. So
Yeah, I'd say judges with Mortis, and then Cassius can win.
Oh, that's fair. All
I'm
right.
happy with that.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Lovely.
There we go.
That was a lovely little bit of fantasy battling there for us all. We've not actually discussed the battles, but we've told you the outcome, and that's the best bit.
You can make the
Little,
battles up.
little
Make
interesting
my
quote for the nerds out there as well. Dan Tom Kier was actually the last robot to face Hypnodisc.
And they kicked his ass.
Yeah, it was funny.
Also, well, that is the end of the games, and I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, it's also the end of the Shuntcast.
Oh.
Boo.
I'm very sad. Although I do have one last question, if I may. Seeing as I'm calling you all the LGBT council here, could you please nominate the gayest robot?
Oh.
LGBT terror or LGBT terror.
I'm gonna be slightly self-centered. I'm gonna nominate Holy Diver because
I was going to say, can we nominate our own? Because Bert's pretty gay.
I mean my entire team, including Sam as well, and my other teammate Ash, is entirely under the trans umbrella. So Holy Diver, we win.
Yes.
My robot will literally have the color scheme of the trans flag for BattleBots.
I would like to put forward Sunshine Lollybot.
Oh God, yes. I
You're
was
not getting that there was literally a robot called Rainbow.
I'd
Well,
like
yeah.
to also.
It's from Russia, so it's probably not massively LGBT friendly.
Just a
Yeah.
little coincidence.
I've
I'd
got
like
one
to,
idea for one.
go on then.
Gigabite.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh.
No, Jackson Wallop's very colourful as well.
There's a Robot Wars bot called Dr. Fist.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that.
Straight
We'll move
people
on.
fist too.
Oh, but there we go.
Just
So
walk
on
around
that
and
note,
What's that
Bad one.
noise? What's that noise? It's Anderson coming over the hill to yell at us because we mentioned Dr. Fist.
oh dear. On that note, it is goodbye from all of us. It's goodbye from Maddi.
Bye.
It's
Enjoy
goodbye
the-
from Lily.
That's me. Bye.
It's goodbye from Sam.
So long, humans.
It's goodbye from Owain.
Aye.
It's goodbye from Reira.
That's Vidania.
It's goodbye from Dale.
Bye bye.
And it's goodbye from the Queen. Goodbye.